All right, folks, here we are with the lag to start the match. Now, this is Whitney and RAYANN, pretty much well known with all the locals here. This is 8-ball, BCA rules, rack your own, alternate break. It is a race to 5. So starting with the first rack is Whitney. She won the lag, and while she's doing that, I want to go over a couple of things with the sponsors. On the top left there in the sponsored by box, you see ACH. Well, actually, let me just start with the usual ones. So Screen Effects, you should see coming up here. They offer hand-pulled screen printing and embroidery. They're high-quality products, great customer service. You can contact them on Facebook or the phone number 509-607-9307. And I've had shirts made from them for Lincoln City and for Vegas, and I'm always very pleased with the outcome. And then the next one is Volution Fitness, which is a 24/7 gym. 4 locations in Yakima, 1 in Sela. So once you become a member, you're given a card that gives you access to the door at any hour of the day or night, so it can be very convenient for your schedule. And they also offer personal training, group classes, and nutrition coaching. You can stop by any one of their locations to sign up, or you can check out the website at volutionfit.com or through their Facebook page. Next is ACH, which is Arredondo Custom Hauling. They've been moving freight across the Pacific Northwest for over 18 years. They specialize in flatbed and maxi flatbed work. They take pride in getting the job done right. So for any of your hauling needs or questions you may have, please call Ryan at 509-760-8518 or Robert at 509-855-6736. Last but not least, PNW Design Fab. So they do custom metal work and insulation. That is what they do. Their services include everything up to, but not limited to, gates, handrails, stairs, personal business signs, truck beds, and more. Bring them your idea, and they will bring it to life. For any questions, please call 509-952-3004 or visit them on the web at pnwdesignandfab.com. So it looked like Whitney scratched on the brake, and Rams just missed her 3-ball and bringing Whitney back to the table. I see Jeff Me in the comments there. He says, "Good luck, girls. Shoot well and have fun." And Kelly Smith, and it basically says, "Good luck to both players." Like I said, these 2 gals are very well known in our pool community here locally. So everybody watching will know them, and the group that's here watching. So if you're in the neighborhood, stop in, join us, have a good time. Debbie Jordan in the chat, shoot well, girls, love you both. So RAYANN also works here at the Dutch. Oh, that's another one I failed to mention. As far as the sponsors go, it's Dutch. They are open 365 days a year. Sunday through Thursday, it's 8 a.m. to midnight. Friday, Saturday is 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. There's a full kitchen and bar here. Daily lunch and dinner specials. There's 5 7-foot diamond pool tables for all us pool enthusiasts. They have the largest pool tap selection in Central and Eastern Washington. Free Wi-Fi for all who are here. Just ask the bartender for the password. You can call to make reservations here. If you have a large group event you want, the phone number is 509-452-7960, or you can reach out to them through their Facebook page also. And new and debuting and still a work in progress, is the website. It is www the little Dutch Inn .com. And check that out as well. And that is always going to be evolving. As like I said, it is a work in progress. We're building in some galleries and a calendar to be able to check any events, pool tournaments. So by the time our next stream comes around, the PNW Design and Fabrication logo will be on the banner. Uh, it is very recent, and so it did not have time to get that done, but it will be by the next go around. So that was a good shot by Rayann. However, it did leave her a tough shot on her next ball. She might be eyeballing this cut right here, which brings the cue ball's tangent line into the 8. However, I don't believe it can scratch because the 5 is there, and even though it's sitting half pocket, it should stop it if it even makes it to that point. Okay, so Whitney will come in to her shot with ball in hand, and the reason being is Rand was attempting to kick at her cue ball right here. Ended up coming in short and hitting the 8 ball first, and by BCA rule, that is a foul, which gives Whitney ball in hand. So she put that cue ball anywhere she wants on the table and start from there. And as you saw, and they show a good sportsmanship, uh, Rayann knew she fouled, and so she went and grabbed the cue ball to give the win. Hey Jeff, PNW Fab is not Brandon's business. The gentleman that owns that was here last Saturday he was here for Haley and Christina's match, and he's seen everything what was going on, that banner and everything, and he is a pool player. And he started asking me questions about it. I gave him the info, and he signed me up. So pleased to have him. His name is Scott. He was in here playing pool. He's not a league player or anything like that, but he does love the game. So I believe Whitney is trying to cut that 13 up into the corner there. Oh, well, maybe she was going for this side. But ended up missing that, giving Rayann a chance here. And if you see Rayann's table layout, a couple of big problems, and that's this ball here and this ball here. Now she has a shot of playing the 2 ball into the corner. And you definitely don't want to end up here where it's dead straight, because then you would have a very difficult time maneuvering over for a good shot on the 3. So she's going to want to just roll this into maybe this area to give herself an angle. And that works nicely. So anytime you have an angle, that gives you an opportunity to move the cue ball. So she could hit a little left English, maybe even a little top English. So in the sense of this cue ball, basically kind of like where it is, to bring the cue ball this way, or even out to here, sorry. Okay, so she goes to hit draw, and in doing so, that spin through the 4-ball out of the pocket line. Now Whitney comes to the table, or close to ball. Seemed to me like she shot that a little fast. And also fouled from a double hit. So that's something you have to pay attention to when the cue ball is close to the object ball you're shooting at, is that your cue, the tip of your cue hitting the cue ball twice. And in this case, I believe the cue ball went to the rail, and that short distance came off and bumped the front of her cue before she could get out of the way. And so that was the foul, which is a big plus for Rayann. Because where it was sitting, she would have had to start with a bank shot. And now with ball in hand, she's placing where she wants. But as you can see here, she's placing it dead straight. I don't know that it came out. I look over there and it looks very tight, but she does have a shot. She is actually past this 15 ball enough. So that coming here, the cue ball natural angle is going to go this way after the pump down. So depending on the English, and in this case, she's going to get top English. It should follow the line right through there. So hitting at slow speed allowed that English take it a little further. Now, I cannot tell if she has a clean look at this. Let me see if I can draw the line to tell. It does look like it's available. However, that is not going to be easy at all. That is a long shot. Cue ball is near the rail, near the pocket, so bridging is going to be on the edge of the rail. But this is an opportunity for Rayann to strike first blood. It's a great attempt. Now Whitney comes to the table with a few different options how she wants to do it. This ball right here, in my opinion, should be her last ball. So literally, she plays at 13, what she's looking at now. Draw the cue ball back a little bit. Okay, so had she been able to draw it back into the area where she was, she could have played this ball, then this ball, then that ball. Because the cue ball went up table, now she's in a very difficult position. 15 is too far. 15 here is too far past the side to cut it inside. So she's looking to cut the 11 here. It's doable, but very tough. And she managed to get a very decent roll here and got a safety on Rayann. So Rayann actually does know how to jump. Not the greatest at it, but she does know how to jump, and that can always give you a chance here. So that's what she's opting to do. And here we go. Let's see what happens. Going airborne. Well, she got over the ball and got over it too well. She ended up getting over the 8 ball as well. So she did not get a legal hit, which brings Whitney to the table with ball in hand. So the best ball to start with would be this one right here. Start with the one I circled, then the one she's shooting, and then that 11 right here would be the last one. And the reason why is because you see the position where she ended up. Now she's having to cut this ball, and the cue ball is going to come up this way. If it goes too far, it could potentially leave her hooked, and it's a much more difficult shot. Okay, So, and the reason why that's scratched is the little bit of top English she put on that, which makes it come forward off the rail. And at the speed she hit it, that English takes better than normal. So it went to the corner pocket scratch, so Rayann just followed in on the 8 ball. So she will strike the first blood and take the first lead of the match, 1-0. And there we go. Now this is alternate break. So Rayann comes to the table to rack and break. Takes first lead 1-0. This is a race to 5. And as you can see, their Fargo rates are after their names. They're about 28 points apart. So essentially the same player. All right, Jeff, I can do that. Thanks for the heads up. Hopefully now this is better. I do have the microphone closer to my mouth. Hopefully you're able to hear me better. So Rayann actually hit that break pretty solidly. However, the 14 decided to hang around the edge of that side pocket there, and so nothing fell. So that brings Whitney to the table, and she will have first choice. Yeah, it looks like she likes the solids better, so she's kind of sizing up a combination shot. But ultimately, she's opting for the 14 inside to claim the stripes. Glad to hear it, Jeff. I'm glad that the audio is better. I did have the microphone a bit away from my face, and the music is blaring in here. Okay, so Whitney tried to squeeze the 15 by the 1. Was not able to. That brings Rayann back to the table. She's got quite a few shots she can start with. Alright, so Rayann recognized she was pretty stretched out there for the shot, so she opted to grab her Q extension. And ended up overcutting, bringing Whitney to the table with a nice starting shot on the 13 here. As you can see, this 10 ball right here is a problem ball. She was actually right on it, perfectly played to the side, but she did rattle the 13. So that brings Rayann back to the table. And a little bit long range. Now she pulls off the old double. A little follow on the cue ball. She rattles the 2. The cue ball goes in there, bumps it in again. And that does count, as in BCA rules. You just call what ball, what pocket. And it doesn't matter how it gets in there. If it goes, it's good. So, folks, those of you tuning in, if any of you want to do a BFS match, I know some of you have. I'm always looking. So, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. Wow, that was actually a really good shot on that one ball to back cut it thinly across to the corner. And then pocketed the three also at the side. But unfortunately, did not address the problem here with the 5, which might have been asking too much considering she made 2 balls there. She left herself a shot at the 7, and its tangent line is going to want to come in this way. So depending on her speed, she may open that 8 ball now, which she did nicely. And you see it trickling forward. She can play the 4 ball in this side and come up like this, or even like this to break out the 5 if she so chooses. Very nicely done. Good job, RAYANN. So now she's going to be stretched out again, trying to cut the 5 this way, as the 6 does not go to the side, and from the angle the cue ball is sitting, it will not go in this corner pocket either. It doesn't bank, so she ultimately has to shoot the 5 ball. It is a doable shot, but it won't be easy as it's opposite end of the table from where she would be standing. They cut the 5 right here. I'm not sure if she's playing that to the corner. Okay, so I don't know exactly what she aimed for there. I don't know if she planned to kick on the 5 or she's trying to cut the court 6 ball this girl. Either way, brings Whitney to the table. So now she will be pocket constructing the corner that rattled on her last time. Handles that. Has a shot on the 10 here and can roll forward into this area, which would be the most ideal to take care of these 2 before transitioning to the other end of the table. So she actually hit that with a pretty good speed. As you see, the cue ball didn't move enough to get into this area here as she made that shot. So this puts RAYANN in a tough situation as she will be treetop over this ball. So she'll be bridging elevated over that ball, fingers stretched out. And if anybody who's shot a shot like that knows, it definitely affects your accuracy. Coming down into it. Wow. Simple 5, yet still made it in the side pocket. That's extremely lucky. But at the same time, it counts, and she has a shot to 5 to the same pocket. However, this ball here is going to have a big effect on where the cue ball can travel. The 8 ball does not pass a 9 to the corner pocket, so she's going to end up with a big shot of some sort. And if that 10 would have got out of the way and left her bank to the side, that could have been a very, very doable shot. But as it was, she made a great shot on the 5 into the side and put enough on the cue ball to get it to travel down table a little bit. Unfortunately for her, the 10 ball rolled between them and left her hooked. So now she's looking to probably kick this, and I'm guessing coming from the bottom route, something this kind of direction. I don't believe it passes to this corner. So you're literally hoping to make it to this corner, maybe. Actually, it's not too bad. Her 8 ball's out in the open now. So if you get the chance to come back to the table, you should have a good look at it. Whitney's going to start with this 15 ball. And because the cue ball is next to the rail, it's going to have a little bit of top on it. And so when it hits this rail, it's going to kind of go on a forward trajectory like this. Just like I drew. She went right down that line. Yay! So now here, Whitney has basically an option to shoot any one of the three balls. The easiest is probably this shot here. But does she make it back? Does. Good job, Whitney. Now, pocket the ball up in the corner. You don't really have to do much. You don't want to blast this. You don't want the cue ball to run like crazy. And she hit that very well. And you don't ever really want to leave yourself straight in shot. You always want some sort of angle that allows you to maneuver the cue ball around. So she's dialing in her contact point. Nicely done. Look at Whitney go. She's on a nice run here and has a great opportunity to tie the score 1-1. Wow, great out. Very, very nice, Whitney. Great job. That's a really nice run there. Under pressure and everything. Tie the score 1-1, and it is Whitney's racket break. And while she's doing that, sponsors again one more time. So start with Screen Effects. They are a local business. They do hand-fold screen printing and embroidery. You need anything made, shirts, jackets, hats, whatever, for personal or for business. They can handle all jobs. They do great work, high quality products. You can reach them through their Facebook page or the phone number 509-607-9307. Next is Volution Fitness, which is a 24-hour gym. There's 4 locations in Yakima, 1 in Sela. They offer personal training, group classes, and nutrition coaching. You can become a member visiting any one of their sites or going to volutionfit.com or their Facebook page. Keep in mind they are 24/7, so your membership gives you access at any time of the day or night to make it very convenient for yourself. And then there's ACH, which is Arredondo Custom Hauling. They've been moving freight across the Pacific Northwest for over 18 years. They specialize in flatbed and maxi flatbed work. They take pride in getting the job done right. So if you have any hauling needs or have any questions about that, please feel free to contact Brian at 509-760-8518 or Robert at 509-855-6736. And our most recent one is PNW Design Fab. They do custom metalwork and installation. Their services include everything up to but not limited to gates, handrails, stairs, personal signs, business signs, truck beds, and more. Bring them your idea and they will bring it to life. If you have any kind of questions whatsoever, please call them at 509-952-3004 or visit them on the web at pnwdesignandfab.com. And of course, the Little Dutch Inn. So the Dutch is open 365. Sunday through Thursday, it's 8 a.m. to midnight. Friday and Saturday nights, Friday and Saturday, it's 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Full kitchen and bar here. They offer daily lunch and dinner specials. And for you pool enthusiasts, there's 5 7-foot diamonds here. They were all just recently recovered as well, so they are super fast. They have the largest pool tab selection in Central and Eastern Washington. there is a free guest Wi-Fi. Just ask the bartender for the password. Uh, if you have any kind of event you want to have here, large gatherings, they can more than accommodate that. Uh, Call them at 509-452-7960 or reach them through their Facebook page. So we actually have a pretty good match going. It is 1-1. Whitney made a great 4-ball out in this last game to tie it up and please the crowd that's here. There are a number of people here watching, rooting for both players, and of course those of you watching on the live stream. Also saw that Jeff commented, great 4-ball out, Whitney, and it was. You got to give her props. She did make that great out. And this is a race to 5, BCA rules, and it is 8-ball, rack your own alternate break. And there is money in the middle, in case you are wondering. So, in addition to the money, you have all the eyes of everyone here, plus the eyes of the live stream. You're very much, as we isolate the table, it's very center stage, so all eyes are on you. So that adds pressure, and it can affect you. And this platform helps you to address that within your own game to figure out what it takes to get yourself to shoot well. And then when you go to tournaments or Lincoln City or something like that, and you end up on a TV table, that's not your first go around, so you'll be able to perform. So Whitney's here. She's eyeballing this 10-ball. 10-ball to the corner. It missed it. However, it did become a very big problem for RAYANN and the box 7 and the 5 in this corner. Now RAYANN comes to the table with a good look at this 1-ball right here. A couple ways to get a good shot on one of these two next. That was actually one of the proper routes there, but she did not put enough English on it, because had she, it would have did more this and been in this area. It's still very doable from where she is. Proven by that great shot right there. It does not really give her a great shot. Next, she can pocket this to you, but having to shoot over the 12, the cue ball's going to go up table. Just like that, which had she made that shot, would have left her with nothing. So now Whitney comes to the table, and she doesn't have a great starting shot. She could cut this 13 here, but depending on what she does with the cue ball, she may or may not have a second good shot, because the cue ball is natural tangent right now from this one. She actually put a little inside English on that. And what I mean by that, if you look at this ball from the way and the angle she shot it, she actually hit a little bit of top right, which made the ball come here and then check up and go back this way. back and to share the link a few more times. The people out there wanting to watch. Feel free to share the link to this match, folks, as the more people view, the better. So the way this table is hanging out, it's not getting better for either player. Progressively clustering up, making it very difficult. Ran up under this table with his back cut on the floor, which brings the cue ball kind of out this way. So it could work for her if she does that. Now, whether the cue ball come out enough to be able to see this live or not, I don't know. It doesn't appear to have done so. That was a great move on Rayann's part. Recognize that her cue ball would head over there, give her that attempt. So now, this is a tough shot here, but yet the cue ball is in natural tandem. I just never want to come back that way. If I could draw a straight line, I would, folks. Not my skill set. But as you can see, she missed the shot. Brings Whitney to the table. Whitney has a couple of opportunities here. She can pocket this ball, and the cue ball will go this way. So if she manages to control her speed well, if she ends up here, then she can back cut this with the cue ball going into this and open up her last ball. Let's see what she does. Coming to here would be the most ideal, as that back cut gives her the angle. And look at that. It wasn't like perfect right here. However, I do believe she has a little bit of an angle, so that cue ball is going to clip this 8 ball, and that might make the cue ball miss the 10 altogether. However, the fact that she recognized what needed to happen and was able to execute, that goes to show you she does have a clue what's going on and what she's trying to do, and she made a good move to get there. Now the 10 ball is separated from the 7, but she left the 7 as a trouble ball for Rayann. But unfortunately, her 10 did not come out enough to find a home. So she's going to have to manufacture something here, whether she banks it out or fires at the 15 here, trying to get back below this 10 ball. Looks like she decided on a bank angle, looking at this line. For me, I would be going this way. Cue ball, kind of. I think she may have tried the combination there. Ended up cutting it out. Rayann comes to the 2. Yeah, give her a good opportunity here to get out. Pockets the 3. Give herself a shot at the 5. If she'd have rolled a little further, that would have been perfect, but it did not. So hopefully she can try to get under there. Okay, unfortunately she went right through the window and came out. Now, banked it here. That might give her her best bet. If the cue ball can come out and try to maybe stay somewhere in here, what she would hope for. Yeah, Marty, you may need another bucket. Marty commented in there. Literally just sitting at one table next to me. If you hit that at a great speed, keep your best chance of getting a look at that. The 7 ball ended up in a position that it does pass the 8 ball in case she gets another opportunity, which she just might. And she did not leave Whitney any great starting shot. She's looking to bank the side. She called that. Okay, so you see Rayann pocketed her 7 ball and gave herself a really nice look. And instead of rushing the shot, she's making the table lap, which is always a good idea, folks. Don't just jump down into a shot, especially after a nice shot. There is a such thing called a nice shot syndrome, where you make a great shot and you miss the next shot. So take yourself a few seconds, walk around, go get a drink, take a sip, something. But she did the smart move. She knew she was on the 8, which is a big shot. So she stopped, took a little lap, made the ball. She takes the lead 2-1. It is her rack and break. Hey Jeff, surprised you're not down here, man. You fit right in with this crowd. And Marty, I appreciate the vote of confidence there, but going pro is just not an option. Plus, I like doing this here. It's a good time. But yeah, there's a pretty decent crowd here. I'll watch a lot of Rand's families here. Whitney's got some family here too, and her new fiance, Dustin. Congrats to you guys for that engagement. Rayann hit that ball pretty square, but she hit a little draw and a cue ball draw. She was straight back to the corner pocket before the scratch. Now, a little bit of thing to fix that for her is you saw where she had the cue ball. Kind of like right in here. If she were to move that cue ball back, maybe a half a ball, then her point of contact would move to center ball, and then that cue ball would almost dead stop. If she could do her normal stroke and everything else, just that cue ball movement would change the position of where the tip makes contact and change the English on it. So Mike Romeo's comments in there. He was one who asked me for the link. I sent it to him. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Appreciate your watching these gals battle it out. And yeah, it's pretty good. They're going back and forth. So Whitney's at the table. She's looking to cut that. 13 in the side. Catches the point, unfortunately. Brings Rayann to the table, and this 1 ball is pretty much her only shot. But because of that little angle, she could draw and come over here into here and play the 6 ball next. But we'll see what she opts to do here. that was a really nice shot on the 7 in the side pocket there. It was a thin cut to maybe a quarter pocket, and she made that. But as you can see, it did not lay out in the best position for her. But she may be trying this combination where it does look like it goes by, but it's super tight. It's a bad lead. Whitney has a couple of options. She could start with a 13 out here if she wanted to, but she would probably start with this ball. Wrong. Starting with a 13. Got the old rattle. So some of you may or may not know this particular table is one of 2 out of the 5 we have here that has a deep shelf. And what I mean by that is this ledge right here is longer than the other 3 tables. So if you sat a ball in there right on the very edge, like just before it would fall, you would not be able to hit it if you took the cue ball rail first into it. You would miss. The other 3 tables, if you set a ball on the edge like that, you can still hit it in from the rail. So the tendency on these deep shelf tables is to hang a lot of balls because if it rubs the rail on its way in, it will hang, especially if you put any kind of speed to it. But these are the tables you want to play on because you get dialed into where you can make ball runs pretty regularly. Any other diamond table, or any table for that matter, those pockets have seen bigger feeds. And if you're curious as to which other table is it, it is table 3. So tables 1 and 3 in here are the deep shelf tables. So next time you're in here, take a look for yourself and compare them to table 2 or 4 or whatever, and you'll see. So Marty must be drunk. He's flirting, but appreciate the gesture, Marty. I'm sure Jim does too. Jim is a big supporter of pool in the valley, and especially all of our Yakima pool leagues and things like this, these PFS matches. You know, he's the one that brought in the EvoSports live stream camera equipment, which allows us to stream videos. But it also helps that people watch. So thanks for being here, Marty, and paying attention, watching, and thanks for playing the matches that you've played in the past. Definitely schedule another one, I'm sure. So Jeff replies to me about being down here with eating a steak and having some Oktoberfest at home. Yeah, nothing wrong with that either. Whitney just missed her ball, and I don't know if she was playing safe or what, but she managed to leave RAYANN with not much. So she's got a very long shot on the 3, and that little bit of angle, that cue ball should kind of come out into this area. Give her a shot on the 2 ball here. See what she does here. All right, so she pocketed the ball. She got herself a thin back cut on the 2, and cue ball. She hit this with speed to let it run up table and back and down. And because of the slow speed she hit that with, see cue ball on the opposite. But there is a chance there, so we'll see what happens. So she missed the shot, but she now has both balls positioned to go. Where before prior was tied to 15, where now it is not. But that furniture is going to get rearranged right here as Whitney back cuts 14 and the cue ball natural tangent line will come into this area and kind of rearrange that. So you're going to want to consider what speed you're going to shoot this with to help determine the layout after the fact. So for now, she's dialing in her contact point. All right, so Whitney missed her shot. I do believe RAYANN can see the edge of the 6 to pocket it. However, 4 ball, I believe, passes here. It's super tight. So she's going to want to get the cue ball to stay down here, which is going to be very tough to do coming in on a thin cutting. Now, that speed might have worked okay had she cut the edge of that ball. Did not. Just kind of went straight into it. And now Whitney comes to the table and has a shot. Look at this 15 in the corner right here, which pockets this. She would have had another shot. But going the route she went, missing, she is now left RAYANN. She cannot see the 6 ball directly, so she will have to make a move off of this 2 ball, perhaps, or 4 ball, sorry, and play to flip it and safety in here. Now, does she see that? I don't know. She may just try to bank this out. About to find out. Wow, I'm impressed that she saw that she made that attempt. I was a little short, however, the speed at which she hit that allowed everything to kind of stay in the neighborhood, and that was an even offensive shot. So Whitney was trying to clip her 15 to get behind it so she could see the shot. However, did not manage to pull that off. So RAYANN will come to the table with a cut shot on the score and move the table, cue ball up table, kind of like that. I'm not 100% sure if the 6 ball passes or not. If it does, then RAYANN is in great shape to take a 2-game lead. Getting down on it to shoot as if it passes. I have to assume that it does. It did not. And it turned off and went to the bottom rail. Not the best of positions for RAYANN. However, Whitney's looking in pretty good shape here to be able to tie this match up. So she thin cut that ball and come straight across the table, which didn't give her any of the angles that she would have preferred. So Whitney called safe, plays safe, and believe it or not, folks, that is a very good safe. And the reason why I say that is because that 6 ball cannot bank to that pocket and shoot that right now. As that cue ball would have been more into the rail, touching the rail maybe, then a possible back bank might be there. But because they're similar distance, the cue ball will have a hard time getting out of the way. To do so, like we did. Almost scratched, but did not. And so, the strategy of a safety play there paid off, bringing her back to the table. Does not have the easiest to lay out. The scratch tangent is in play here. But she did not overhit that, which would have widened out the tangent line into the pocket. So she was able to get the side rail of the ball and her being left-handed, this is a tough shot for her. So she's bringing out the crutch. Now, if she pockets this ball, then the cue ball's natural tangent line is want to come out with this. So speed control is going to be an issue here. It's going to be important. And how did she hit that, folks? Perfect sound familiar. What I do like is that she took her time. She did her practice strokes. She didn't rush the shot, and she hit it with perfect speed to go up table, off the top rail, back down, and gave her a really good look at the table. Tie the match in 2 points. Slightly misjudged the shot. Missed the 8 ball. However, did not power blast it, so the cue ball stayed down table, leaving RAYANN basically a bank attempt. The cue ball's laying neutral with it on the side pocket. And by neutral, I mean not near a pocket. So there's work to be done. Starting with this bank shot, which is never a gimme. Looks to almost be dead straight. However, speed affects the angle in, the angle out. As you saw there, she was coming straight at it, and so the double kiss came into play. However, her ball did go over and lay right in front of that pocket, so she gets another opportunity here. But she might, as she did not leave an easy 8 ball. So Whitney's going through her pre-shot routine, and she's about to fire at this 8 ball. And unfortunately got the rattle, and the cue ball come down, give RAYANN a perfect angle. So basically what you want to do here is hit half balls. Cue ball here, and then it's natural line here. You don't want to blast this, and it will not lose speed as it makes contact. Very well, nicely done. Real similar to the last 8 ball shot we had. But once again, she stood there, shook her hands out, still didn't like it, so she went on the table walk. Which is a great habit, folks. Consider adopting that very well. It will help you to relax and step into your shot. Very nice. She done, RAYANN, and she takes a 2-game lead. It's 3-1. Whitney's rack and as you can see the banner on the screen here hanging from the table. The top left is the logo for EvoSports, which is our streaming platform we use. They are an incredible service. It allows players to stream their matches and also gives you the option to do what I'm doing now, which is live commentary. And you don't even have to be on site to do it. You could be anywhere and do commentary. It's actually super cool, and it's a growing business, and they are stretching out all over the Pacific Northwest, Canada, and Taiwan, and other parts of the world. So if you are a business who would like that, definitely reach out to EvoSports. It's a pretty cool setup. And Whitney just racked. She's getting ready to break. She's down 1-3 in a race to 5. Both players are playing well. I believe she's taking a quick. Well, she's not really taking a quick break. So Whitney is just being courteous and waiting for her. So Rayann is back, so Whitney steps to the head end of the kitchen end of the table and getting ready to break and start game number 5. So unfortunately for Whitney, she threw the cue ball into the side pocket, which brings Rayann to the table with the ball in hand. And in BCA rules, a scratch on the break does not keep you into the kitchen. To actually have ball in hand anywhere on the table, no different than any other foul, no in the kitchen rule. So she is looking at the layout to determine the route she wants to go. So Rayann opted to shoot the 12 in the side. I say 12, but it appears that the 12 is on the other side, so that may have been the 10 ball. You see, right now she's trying to play the 9 into the 12. She did. Now, that's one where Whitney should have had me or someone watch that hit, only because it was a close proximity to the 2. But Rayann made a nice combination shot and now just pocketed the 12 to the side. Has an opportunity to play the 9 in the corner, which is what she's sizing up right now. She does need to address that 11 ball. It is a problem ball where it's sitting. Now it's even a bigger problem ball as she just pumped 5 over and blocked its path to the corner pocket. But Whitney comes to the table, has solids, and she may start with the 5, as it appears to be possibly the easiest shot, especially for a left-handed shooter. Oh, shooting right-handed. Or try to get left-handed for a longer. But she's down to shoot the 2. She shot that actually pretty fast. This could be a result of being down 3-1, so you feel like you need to rush to catch up. It's definitely something that needs to be controlled mentally, as you have to become a believer that it's never over till it's over, regardless of the score. And that way you can help keep yourself in the same calm mode. And that way you don't force yourself into some mistakes here. She ended up missing her shot, bringing Rayann back to the table, roaming around looking at the lay of the land, determining her pattern. I don't know that you can see the 15 ball in the corner, so she may be shooting the 11. What I'm looking at right there. This here is the 15. It does, the 11 ball does pass between that and the rail. She's called it, so let's see. So now with the angle that cue ball's coming in, the cue ball's going to come out this way. So you're not going to want to hit this too hard so that it leaves you in the middle somewhere where you have options on at least a couple of free balls. Once again, Rayann's able to pocket a ball after clipping another ball. Another great shot there. So she has the 9 ball on the table. Now where her shape is coming in, I don't know, shot and managed to roll safe, getting it between the 1 and the 9, limiting Whitney's opportunities here, what she can do. It really isn't an offensive shot considering this layup. So, she needs to look at playing some sort of safety shot. She's in a bad spot here. Trying to play offense. Play that one ball in here. That is super bad. I don't even know where it goes. We're about to find out. That actually was a pretty great attempt. You know, it could have been one of the other tables that has a cloth on it that's only a week old. That may have made it to the hole because it would have slid off the rail a little more. But she ended up leaving RAYANN a shot here, and she's got natural shape to come down table. So this is a speed control shot. And you can see she hit that at a decent speed, but left what would have been a combination, which isn't what you would have wanted there. Whitney comes to the table. She's going to be shooting a 3 in the side pocket. Cue ball is going to push that 4 off the magic rack. It should go right into here and knock this off. Just like that. Nicely done, Whitney. So she has options here. She can play the combination 4-1. I think for me, I would be playing up to 6 to the side, maybe. Or even to the corner. Maybe the corner is better with 2 pockets just because cue ball's tangent-wise don't want to go. If she opts for combination, that's not a bad choice either. I wouldn't. I'm not mad about this option, this choice. Especially since she hit it great and got really good shape on this board. So she's giving herself options. You can see every one of her balls. I think for me, though, I would want to play this ball and let the cue ball come out kind of into this area, maybe. But she's opting to do the longer shot and leave her 4 there, more than likely because she feels it's blocking the 15. So the mentality of if I miss comes to play. And let me tell you, folks, you carry that thought in your head, you will basically talk yourself into missing. Okay, so why RAYANN babied that so much, I do not know. She's settling for a much longer shot. And she does have a pocket. The 15 does go here. And she hits a short, goes to the rail first, so it'll go rail 4 pocket. So she has a bit of a back foot there. Ended up hitting it too cool. But she did take the pocket, and now that pocket blocks all 3 of them. That miss, RAYANN, a considerable edge in this game. It does appear that safety would be the best shot here. Call safe, so blocking that ball turns the table over to RAYANN. If she intended that, though, then she would be in great shape for the outright. She could play the 4 next and the 6 in the side, and 8 in the corner, and buck this matchup with 2-3 count. But right now, RAYANN has a good opportunity here. She's going to want to keep the cue ball. I was going to say in line like this, 15, so she had a natural angle to come out. Looks like she still has a workable angle. Cue ball is going to come in this way and then come back out. So if she wants to hit this not too hard, but looks like she's going to come to the short side and have a shot. Good job. That still works. That's still very doable. In case you're wondering, the scratch is not in play. The scratch here is what I'm talking about. She hits the top, which she will because she's on the rail. As long as you don't blast it, the cue ball is tangent line. I'm going to take that top spin and swoop over this one. Now, if you were to hit this hard, it would deflect wider and come this way and potentially bring that pocket into play. But I don't think you're going to hit it hard. Just roll it. So the cue ball will end up more in this area. But she might be a little amped up too, so we'll see what happens. Nicely done, girl. So, RAYANN is now on the grill. And it's a rack and break. But she apparently has to use the restroom, so does Whitney, so they're going to take a quick potty break. That was a nice out, RAYANN. The proper shot would have been hit that at a lower speed and come into this area with an 8 gear. But I can't hate that she came into the short side. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe even a little lucky, but still, it looked good, and she put herself in a great position, and she took her time and pocketed the ball. She didn't try to do anything fancy. She faked that ball, which is number one. But while they're in the potty break there, go to the sponsor list once again. So we have screen effects. They do a handful of screen printing and embroidery work, commercial or personal stuff. They do a great job. They have high quality products. They can be reached from Facebook with the phone number 509-607-9307. And then, of course, Volution Fitness, the 24/7 gym. Your membership gives you access to the door at any time of the day or night so that you can work out at your convenience. They offer personal training, group classes, and nutrition coaching. Become a member by visiting any one of the 5 sites or visit their website, solutionfit.com, or contact them through Facebook. Another one is ACH, Arredondo Custom Hauling. They've been moving freight across the PNW for over 18 years. They specialize in flatbed and maxi flatbed work. They take pride in getting the job done right. For any of your hauling needs or questions you may have for that, feel free to call either Ryan at 509-760-8518 or Robert at 509-855-6736. Our newest sponsor is PNW Design Fab, custom metalwork and installation, but not limited to gates, handrails, stairs, personal or business signs, truck beds, and much more. Bring them your idea and they will bring it to life. For any questions you may have, you can reach out to them at 509-952-3004. 3004. Visit them on the web at PNWDesignandFab.com. And of course, our home location right here is Little Dutch Inn. They are open 365 days a year. Sunday through Thursday, it's 8 a.m. to midnight. Friday and Saturday, it's 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. They have a full kitchen and bar here. They offer daily lunch and dinner specials. And for all you pool enthusiasts, there are 5 7-foot diamond tables here that are kept at fine performance so that you can play your best game. They also have the largest pool tab selection in central and eastern Washington. They also offer a free Wi-Fi so you can get the password from the bartender. You can contact them through their Facebook page or the number 509-452-7960. And they have a new website now that's still a work in progress, but it'll give you an idea of what they have here, and that is www.thelittledutchin.com. So when you get a minute, feel free to check it out. Stop by at any time, day or night, and have yourself a meal, some drinks, play some pool, have a good time, meet some cool people. You're always welcome here. So now back to the match. RAYANN is on the hill, 4-1 over Whitney. This is big for RAYANN, as sometimes she struggles with her confidence in her game, and so how she's playing today and handling this high pressure event hopefully gives her a little more confidence. And as I say that, she misses the thin cut on that ball completely and gives Whitney ball in hand. So Whitney will come to the table, ball in hand on the solids. I want to say right now her biggest trouble ball is the one ball right here, especially if it doesn't go into the side over there. Okay, she's starting with the 7 ball. Hit that a little too firm. I think she may have wanted to play this ball next. And ideally, that would be the case, as you don't want to transfer to different areas of the table, like shot after shot. Pick an area, clean that area up, and then move to the next. It helps you to keep better control of the cue ball, and the more the cue ball runs, the more trouble you bring in for yourself. So right now, I think her best bet is to shoot the 5 ball right here into this corner. The 1, even if it goes on the side, is going to get super tight by that stripe. So she is going for the 5 in the corner. Fires that in like it's nothing. But you see, this problem still exists. And she's not in the greatest spots, so she could play the 4 ball here, or she could play the 2 ball there. It all depends on what she wants to do, but the cue ball is moving away from her balls no matter what. Now, unfortunately, she missed her shot, and the cue ball rolled into the corner for the scratch, bringing RAYANN to the table with ball in hand. It's a big opportunity for RAYANN to close this match out. Clearly, this is her trouble ball, and she will need to put it appears she is planning to do. Now, she could go forward if she wants, but I think ideally you would want to stay in this area about like where she's at right now. But she opted to go forward, but as you can see, the shots she has are tough. See, this is the one she should be playing. She may have called this 12 ball here, and so if she's planning to try to play a carry, the cue ball is going to hit the right side of that ball, and that ball is going to go more this way. Wow, I didn't realize she could see every bit of that. She missed it, but managed to get the great safety shot there, bringing Whitney to the table with nothing but a kick shot and a dream. I can tell you, Whitney first started playing pool. She fell in love with the game like the rest of us, and she's always been playing and working on things. And her game has come a long way in the short period that she's been playing. So it's cool to see that she was willing to do one of these matches and step up to the plate. Unfortunately there, she fouled, and so RAYANN comes to the table. Great position here to win the match. Okay, RAYANN must not have seen the foul. And in a show of great sportsmanship, when she went down to shoot that, Whitney told her that she had fouled. Now, I know there are some people out there who would not have said that because they feel it's the other, your opponent's duty to pay attention. Which there's truth in that, but also, with sportsmanship, you want to be able to do it right. It's tough to win and live with that win if it had to be dirty. So kudos to both Rayann and Whitney for having been great sports, and that's a good thing because they are young players, the next generation, and for them to be doing things correctly like that kind of gives you hope that other players that come up with them or behind them will also follow in those very footsteps as they have good examples to follow. Okay, so Whitney comes to the table. She's looking at the two on the side. Now, everything that technically is her trouble ball, so she's addressing it now while she's got shape on it. All the rest of her balls are out in the open. Got the double point action here. Point to point popped out. Gives Rayann a great opportunity here. Sizing up the sport team, I'm not sure where to find the right shape next. She has a little bit. Could go forward and out. 13 on the side on next. Kind of looks like she has top on this. She did, and she hit it at a great speed. The cue ball went straight through the window there and gave her a little angle on this 13 ball. Although it's near the side, you're going to want to pop it in the corner. Take the little back cut on the 9, as it will give you a perfect angle to the 8. But two things there. She drove that into the rail, and two, she hit that way too hard for what she needed. However, she did end up in a position that leaves Whitney tough. And we'll see what she does with that. So what makes this shot very tough is she wants to shoot at the 4 ball here, but in doing so, she's bridging very difficultly, having ball out in the middle and shooting over a ball. So accuracy is greatly affected here, and so she may have just opted to play a safety, in which case that's not horrible, as Rayann will come to the table and she'll have a shot here, but she is going to be shooting off the rail and over the 6 ball, which is going to be a very tough shot. And Rayann will need to follow down into here to play this ball there. As you can see, that did not pan out, and now Whitney comes to the table with a great starting shot. So, way is strong, and we'll cut that here and let the cue ball come out. We'll see. That will work nicely, actually. Very nicely done. So now she can shoot the 2 or the 1. So depends on what she wants to do. She did hit that way too hard. She wanted to stay somewhere in here and play this one. But now she's actually settled for a much tougher shot on this 1 ball. She chose the correct pocket for it. It gives her a natural angle to play the 6. Okay, so this right here might very well be the end of this. You get fancy here. Just bring it back so you can shoot at the corner. Just like that. Nicely done, Ryan. Good touch on the speed there. So this shot, she doesn't want it to like stun draw because it brings the side pocket in. She wanted to roll forward with the other side. So the little angle she had, if she'd have tried to draw it, then she would have threw it into the pocket. She didn't want that. However, she did manage to leave the ball in front of the pocket, which helps if she gets another chance at this. So now Whitney will be coming to this ball, and for her, you don't want to baby this and try to leave the cue ball here because it will make its way over here. So the thing is to let it go back and forth. Just like that. Man, you hit that so good, Whitney. That was, I'm going to go ahead and say you were robbed. You hit that really, really well. However, uh, Rayann is hooked, so she's going for the jump cues now. In terms of jump cues, it's not super difficult in that the 9 is sitting in front of the pocket, but what makes it difficult is this distance being much bigger than this distance. So you got to go airborne quite a ways and then try to land in a small window. That's what makes this shot very difficult. And as you can see, Rayann is elevated pretty high, so probably a lot higher than she needs. And wanting to see results more so than the shot, she is Whitney Bowen. And Whitney decided. See, this one thing I noticed, I bet she does not have her mind made up on where she's playing the 8 ball. And so she just sets the ball down and shoots. Now, in this very scenario, you want to work your way backwards. Pick a pocket for the 8 and then work backwards and then play shape to those spots. Okay, so she's made this very difficult for herself as she will be bridging over the 9 ball. Still very doable. The scratch is not in play, but accuracy will be effective because she is on the elevated off the rail as well. But as you see, she hit it perfectly. So good job, Whitney. Way to bust out that one. Great shot. Tough for anybody, and you made it look easy. Good job. And it is Rayann's rack and break. Oh, my mistake. It appears to be Whitney's rack and break. She must have won the lap. Yes, Mike, it is alternate brake. Uh, but by alternate brake standards, the winner of the lag would break all the odd number games. And this is game number 7, so Whitney Racking means she won the lag. And Rayann will break all the rack and break all the even number games. Hey, Joe Pleasant. It is lagging. It has like a 20-30 second delay from live to what you see on YouTube. But there are some changes being made to the internet here, so things will improve.
Everyone's just waiting now. So much on my plate now. People I believe in, they don't even show their face now. What they got to say now. Nothing they can say now. Nothing really changed.
All right, folks. You may or may not lose video for a minute. It dropped off here for just a second. It's back. Hopefully you can hear me. But for those of you who are playing the tournament this weekend here, the 1,000 Fargo Cap Scotch Doubles, we are full again. We just had a team call and sign up. And so we are back to full strength of 24. It starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and there will be stream matches in that as well. So those of you that are playing in it, we shall see you here tomorrow. The doors open 8 a.m. Tables will be open as well. So if you want to come in early, grab some breakfast, and warm up, you are more than welcome to do so. So in this match, we are at 4-2 RAYANN. RAYANN is on the hill. I'm not just going to roll over. I'm going to give it her best, which we knew that coming in, that both these girls were going to do that. So the score doesn't quite reflect the hard-fought battle that it's been. But as you can see, there are a few trouble issues here. This here and this here. This one here too is not exactly a freebie. So if it's lagging really bad, you guys could try to refresh your browser just to see if that helps at all. Okay, so RAYANN was trying to run probably like a 3-rail route, but because she hit it so hard and more low, it deflected off of there quite hard and on a straight line. So she rolled up to play safe. Pretty good thought there to do so. Left her ball in trouble. And WHITNEY comes to the table and looks at the score, which, because it's cutting to the right, the keyboard's going to want to go this way. So one need to hit it with a little speed to come back up in the middle, give herself a look at the 7, otherwise she'll be good. Just like she is. Okay. Now, RAYANN has a shot here on this wall, but this one on the rail right here is going to be very problematic. So this one, she's just going to want to roll it. Kilo will come in and hopefully stay somewhere in this area to give her a decent look at that 14, I believe it is. You don't want to power this and end up on the other side. So she ended up in a position that would have been workable, but did not cut the ball enough. And so now WHITNEY comes to the table. This cut to the side is available, and the tangent line, the cue ball will come here and then back out. It's all about speed control here, so we'll see exactly what WHITNEY has planned. pop her ball in, but because she felt safe, Rayann would shoot. And this is not the ideal position that Whitney would want to leave, as Rayann could just run forward a little bit, kind of like that. That's probably a little more than she wanted. However, it's not on the rail, so she has room to stroke, and she doesn't have to do anything for shape. Just play this ball in the pocket and hit it at the speed that you just hit that shot, and it should come off into this area here and give her a great look at the same ball for the match. Okay, so she managed to pitch the point a little bit, but it did go rail ball and give her a legal hit. And Whitney shot at the save, but not an easy one by any means. No matter who you are, it's a tough shot. It's cutting that 8 way, so you would definitely want to give this maybe a stump draw or something. Okay, so she is calling a safety. Not a bad option, but not the best lead, as the shot does go to the corner and gives Rayann natural shape. All right, so that left a very tough shot, and she missed that. And because she did, the cue ball scratched from the side. This will give Whitney ball in hand on the 8 to close the gap to 1 game. And she drills it, and now the score is 3-4.
for a second there, it wasn't making sense what you were saying. I thought you were saying you were going to combo off.
Yeah, folks, it's just had to refresh on my end on my computer. As you see in the chat there, EvoSports logged in saying they're looking into it. So thank you, EvoSports. It could very well be an internet problem here, as the ISP was out here last week. There's a number of changes happening here in the Dutchwoods. There's a lot of good things on the horizon that are coming. Some of it will just shock you as we make moves to improve the pool scene. Rayann is on 4, Whitney's on 3, and with a couple of shots to shoot here, it looks like she's attempting 12. That was a great shot there, Whitney. Gave it up a really nice angle to work with here. Nicely done. And believe it or not, folks, this 13 ball can actually follow that 4 ball in. It just has to hit it square. You hit it into any kind of angle, and the 13 will take that angle. So now Rayann comes to the table with ball in hand. The 1 and the 5 right here are big problems for her. She may want to start with the 5 and do the 5-6 or 5-4 combo, right? No problem. Okay, if you can make it work, but it's going to be much more difficult as those 2 problem balls will remain problems. And so this very situation right here, what do? She's looking to potentially play the 1 on the side, up to 5. That almost has to be hit 2 perfect, but because of where it was sitting, it's going to be super tough, and you certainly weren't going to be able to do it hitting it soft. So we'll see what Whitney has here. She can follow it in just like that. Very nicely done. A little bit of a cut on to the angle side. Now, those of you who might be wondering how that ball follows it in, if you hit the ball sitting in the pocket, if you hit it dead straight full, then your object ball will follow it in. If it hits it in any kind of an angle, your object ball will follow that tangent line off of that angle. So when you aim at those, with the intent to follow it in, aim at it and hit square. That little bump on the 5 basically eliminated any potential scratch. And now we are 4-4. We are 4-4, folks. This is a great match. And Whitney comes to the table with a rack and break. And we are hill.
She's nervous when the service is ready to drop off. Nervous.
All right, folks. So we have a hill match know Whitney has made a great comeback. Down 4-1, and now Hill is game for everything.
Don't call it a comeback. I'm not gonna hear what's going on. Bro, Scotty fucking shit the bed today. Fucking, did you see JT though? Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, everybody in the room is thinking the same thing. Great match. And here we go.
With you.
Alright, so Rayann comes to the table. First time in this particular game. The table is pretty ugly. She has a shot. And if you're going to be one of the two here, definitely Stripes will be the one you want to be. I know Rayann is very frustrated. She feels tied 4-4. So she needs to get herself settled in here and finish this game.
Things that I'd rather fucking do. And if he's rocking with you, little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, when the angle 2, Evo went back and forth. She seems to understand that very well, that we don't want to try to hold shape. That ball in the corner and opens up that 8 ball, which is fantastic. But now the solids are also playing very well. 15 does look like it passes here. It's going to be very tight. But it is doable. Now, the 12 ball here is also doable. It should send the cue ball into this mess and potentially open that up and resolve her problems. And by problems, I'm specifically speaking about that 11 ball that's on the rail down there. So we'll see what she opts to do here. It needs to be one of those 2 balls right now. And it looks like she's going with the 15. It's a nice 10 cut. Fancy. For those of you who heard a little bit of the crowd in here singing, apologize for that. I muted it as fast as I could, and a couple times that they burst out singing, I did, but apparently some of it got through. But that part of the song seems to be about done, so we'll see what happens. So Whitney's here doing the combo, drills it perfectly, leaves the 5 there to give herself yet another shot. She is blocked off from the 4, so she will have to go to the 5 ball.
Did she give herself another
yeah, I think she might have came up a little short. She would have wanted to be more in here.
I don't think she gave herself enough.
I think if she would have got there, she would have had a good chance to get out because she's shooting pretty good.
Well, the fucking game yesterday.
Okay, so apparently RAYANN thought it was a foul. There was no rail, although I watched that and I thought it might have, but I can't speak up into this match. I have to be called in to look at a shot or watch a shot. So between them, Whitney didn't argue, but I'll take a look at it again later.
Oh, it was. So then she has the time. I just could have had it come back again.
Every time I switch lanes, this
You're gonna break a first.
So instead of shooting the 7 ball, Whitney opted to push her 4 ball out of the trouble zone. Still not out in the open as it's pretty much tied up for 7. So we'll see what RAYANN does here. Okay, she overly thin cut that cue ball come out, and that's part of her because she's so frustrated that she's not focusing. But she managed to leave. So Whitney maybe trying to kick off the side rail, play kick combo. So I can tell you that point she just picked on the rail there was going to be too low. So if she picks that spot, she's going to end up somewhere right here. Right on the dot I threw. Now, this is where RAYANN needs to get it done before she implodes. And I get it, you're up 4-1, but at the same time, getting that kind of a mindset will not help her to play well. And as you can see, it is not helping her at all. So now, that's not the best starting shot, as something like that's going to happen. So now, she doesn't have a good shot, and she's going to attempt a very difficult shot and cutting that 12 all the way up the table. She hit that great. That was a very nice shot. As you can see, it put her in a very tough situation here. The 10 ball goes by the 7, but it will not have a shot. And I believe the 8 ball, or I guess that's the 4 ball, that's sitting at the 13 on the side. Okay, so she did try. So she recognized it, so that's good. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot to happen here. So she's looking at the 13 up in the corner, which realistically, well, it looks like she might have been playing safe. So she might be looking to hit her ball and pocket it. No, she called the 13 in the corner. And this is the downside of that. It wasn't going to leave anything. So she's going to have to come with another shot. The only good thing is in an attempt to bank this, the cue ball is going to come out this way and potentially leave it very tough on the 7 if she were to miss. But if she misses this, or if she makes this, she should have a shot. So it could very well come down to this right here. Here we go, folks. Let's see what happens. Had she not got that bump right there, then the 7 ball would have been very, very, very difficult for Whitney. But that bump allowed the cue ball to stay on this side of the table, which gives Whitney a great look at this with natural shape. So this is very much speed control, and she hit that perfectly as it's going to come out and give her a straight and shot on the 8. And this for the ultimate comeback win. And there it is. Great job, Whitney. What a match. These girls spotted out hard, entertained everybody here. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I'm going to sign off now as I go do the payouts, and we'll see you on the next one.